Hi, welcome back to the sewing room. I'm Lara, and if you're new here, I love sewing machines. If you saw my previous video about the spa day for this guy, you know that I did get it to sew, but it wasn't absolutely tip-top. So I did get a version of the actual manual for this machine instead of the wrong one, and I'm also going to start by practicing what I preached from last week's video and clean those tension discs before I do anything else. So if you feel most comfortable with a brand new machine with all the bells and whistles and everything and embroidery and etc., that's great. Power to you. But part of why I wanted to do this kind of thing on this channel, and part of why I also do this kind of thing in real life, because I can't stop myself, is that these older machines are built so well and they're really built to last. And so if you find a machine at Goodwill, in your aunt's closet, in an estate sale, at a thrift store, at another thrift store, at a garage sale, invest just a little bit of time and trouble in seeing if it will run again, because chances are it will. And honestly, this is a little bit more expensive than I'm used to paying for a Goodwill machine or a thrift store machine or even a garage sale machine. But let's say that I spent $50 on it, and I spend $50 getting the new foot pedal, buying the manual, and if I needed other supplies, that'd be about $100 total. And honestly, for a machine that I'm going to feel comfortable having my beginning students use and hope that, fingers crossed, it's not going to be too frustrating for them and also that they can't really mess it up, that's worth it to me. I don't know of a new machine I could buy today that's completely mechanical that would cost less than $100. That's the bottom line. That's worth it to me. I've heard really good things about the Eversewn machines. They have a Sparrow 15 that is completely mechanical that I think also would be an excellent machine for beginners. But it retails, I think, at like $250. You can probably get one on sale for like $150 or between $100 and $200. But again, that's actually a bigger expense, and that might be a really big barrier for someone who just wanted to try to learn how to sew so they can hem their pants or mend their bed sheets, which is the first two things I ever did with my machine that I bought at a thrift store. So bottom line, I think this machine is 100% worth what I paid for it and what I'm putting into it. And I'm really hoping that I'm giving you guys the tools and the know-how to feel comfortable doing the same. Alright, before I take the top off, I'm just going to take off the thread, and this is 2 screws here and here. You don't really need a special screwdriver for this. Any old flathead will do. And I did just pick up this magnetic dish actually the same store where I got my microphone recently, and I'm super psyched about it. If you do have a fully electronic machine, this is a pretty strong magnet, so you want to be careful not to bring it too close to the machine, but it is making me a little more confident that I'm not going to lose a screw doing this. Although, how do I get out of there? That should be interesting. Really deep. They really don't want you taking these screws out on accident. Maybe I just lift the thing. Aha! All together now. Oh yeah. Actually, this looks pretty good. Just gonna scoot that a little closer. There's a little dust lint in here. There's a little grease on the gears, which is nice. Overall, this looks very clean, which is nice to see. I'm just gonna take a peek at my manual upside down and see. Okay, so I'm supposed to use my common sense and oil 1 drop of oil to any part of this front area where friction occurs, which I guess I'm supposed to just know, but I'll show you how to figure that out. And then I'm applying a drop of oil to lubricating points indicated by arrows, which on this machine appears to be right around here, right there, right there, wait, no, back here, that guy, right? No, here, yeah, here, and then 3 more back here. There's a big wheel right there, right there, and right there. Now before I apply any oil at all, I am going to go through with at least a brush and just clean this off. Adding oil or any kind of lubricant before you clean, all that does is kind of glue the lint and the dust down, and we don't want that, so I'm just going to clean this out first. As you might expect, the most lint is over here where the thread actually comes through the machine. This area is usually relatively clean just because it's protected, but you know, storage, who knows, but and when we say just a drop, we mean it. A little less oil is always better than too much. Sewing machine oil dissolves or evaporates in the air, and so if you use too much oil, you could risk kind of gluing the machine together. Okay, I think I can see what they want me to do. 1, 2, 3. I got 3 things in a row. It's right there. Yeah, I think they mean this screw. And then this little guy here. And then there's one more, which is right here. At the minimum, you want to take your hand wheel and kind of give it a nice turn. That noise I don't love. I think something's going on in the bobbin area, so we'll take a look at that too, but it's running. Ideally, after I get this all done and put back together, I would run the machine for at least a couple of minutes just to evenly distribute all of the oil. Because I just can't resist any longer. Gotta try. Yeah, what I thought. The sticker. When it's time for me to really work on this sticker, I probably will just take the whole top off and just go at it with some rubbing alcohol and a toothbrush. That is. I wish that came off easier, but what can you do? Can't stop myself, apparently. Alright, I'm stopping for now. Alright, so taking a closer look in this area, I'm ready with my handy oil. But first, as before, just making sure there's no dust to glue down. Screwing the light bulb a little tighter. Oh, the sunlight's really showing the dust today. If I turn the wheel, you can see one potential area for friction is right here. I'm going to make sure you can see that. Can you see that? A little dark. I'm going to move the camera. Alright, my lovely assistant today is sunlight. So right there, I can actually see two levels. Oh, there's so much dust in there. Just when you think you got it all. There we go. So that's point one, is right there, right above where the needle bar goes down. And the needle bar often does get kind of grimy. So sometimes I'll just kind of put a cloth there and hang on to it. Not bad. So that's point one. And there's two spots where that goes through a metal area, which is right here and right here. Basically all along the needle bar you're going to see points where it's hitting. And then you see basically anywhere that moves when you're moving the wheel probably needs a little touch of oil. And that's all on straight stitch. So if I switch the machine to a zigzag stitch, sometimes that will make something else move, but that's usually not in this area. But I do like to always look to make sure I'm not missing anything, and I'm not. It's all the same. There's still a little noise in the bobbin area, but little noise isn't necessarily a big deal. So I'm just going to add little teeny drops of oil all along the needle bar. You really want to use absolute smallest amount of oil right above the needle, because if you go overboard, the oil can actually kind of run down onto your project, which is no good. And here's an angle closer to the one I was actually working at, but I'm hoping you can see inside where those gears connect with each other. Like that's a metal on metal point. There's another one where that connects to the needle bar right here. So basically you're just kind of looking and watching and seeing it move, and adding oil wherever you think two points of metal might touch each other. And again, just a drop. Okay, now remember how I said that I thought that noise was probably something in the bobbin area? So I'm going to test that. I've just taken the bobbin out and the bobbin case out, and I'm just going to turn that wheel. You can hear it's nice and quiet. I mean, it's not silent, but it's running pretty great in terms of like machine noise. And also, I'm not feeling any resistance in the hand wheel, so that's good. So then what happens if I put the bobbin back in? Oh, wait. First I have to turn the wheel to bring the machine into the correct position up top there. Okay. Still sounds good. So actually what I thought was the bobbin area may have been a little roughness from metal on metal in this area, which I've now fixed by oiling it. Yay! All right, so after more extensive cleaning and oiling, the weird noise slash catchy feeling in the hand wheel is gone, and after a little coaxing and adjustments of tension, my favorite stitches all work. Straight stitch, zigzag, and triple zigzag. These kind of first few, I think whatever selection mechanism inside the machine allows the machine to switch between the stitches was super stuck after being in the same spot for who knows how long. So I kind of, there's a technique I use for that, which is basically take the machine through its paces a little bit more, as long as it's still sewing okay. And eventually, to my delight, it did fall into the stitch pattern that I was selecting and stitched very, very well. So just a note to myself that when using this machine, when I'm ready to switch stitches, to do a little test sample first to make sure that the machine knows what I'm trying to do. But super, super thrilled with this result. I'm so glad you stopped by, and I hope this helps you take on the task of cleaning up a perfectly good machine that could still give you years and years of use and make you a happy, hopefully, sewist, or someone else a happy sewist. I absolutely adore old machines, even if they're not collectible, even if they're not especially beautiful. I mean, this is peak 70s graphics, so if you like that, you're good to go. But anyway, if you're new here, thank you for coming by. If you've been here before, thanks for coming back. Either way, hope to see you soon, and happy sewing.